All right, everyone. Welcome back to this week's Tea&D Quarter Spades session. This week I'm drinking salted caramel tea, and I'm also your DM for the evening. We're gonna do introductions real quick. So I am Emily. As I said, I will be DMing, but I will also be playing Nyx, who is the party's tiefling mythical beast.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Nat. I play the party's human druid, Jezebel Amaric, who is currently unconscious.
Hi, I'm Wiz. I play Marin, the party's half-elf wizard.
And it's me, Daniel, playing Peter Longbottom, the half-flame bard, and I'm having some nice chamomile tea tonight.
All right. So I'm gonna do a quick recap of what happened last week. Last week we kind of had almost like a secret session because we streamed extremely late and it only lasted about 50 minutes. So this will be a quick recap. What essentially happened is when the party attempted to approach the hags, they found themselves suddenly blinded by a bright flash, and then they were falling for quite a bit. Some of them managed to I guess kind of catch themselves, Marin and Nyx particularly. But Peter and Jez had a little bit of a rougher time. Peter is currently operating on some not so useful bones, I guess, not so intact bones.
Close to the danger zone.
Yeah, living real close to the edge. And Jez, as Nat has specified, is currently unconscious. When last we saw the party, they had encountered a large wheel that, after what seemed to be about 5 minutes, let out a deafening ring that warped the illusion of the mirrors in the current Hall of Mirrors maze that they are trapped in. And a creature spawned, which I'm going to retcon something. Previously, when I introduced the creature, I said that it had originated as a slime-like creature and then had turned into a wyvern. I'm going to kind of retcon and just make it a straight wyvern because it simplifies some things, and I had a lot more time to prepare this week. So we're just going to say it's a straight wyvern, which doesn't affect anything because as of right now, I believe the entire party left the wyvern in that chamber to run into a third adjoining chamber where they discovered the unconscious body of Jezebel. So, without further ado, give me 1 second to start the music up. And we are going to start with you, Jez, making a death saving throw.
Mike. Okay. Okay.
We're hoping for the best.
Doesn't sound good.
Putting these back in the box, guys.
They're already in dice jail?
Yep.
Oh no.
How dare they?
That was a 7.
In a time of need.
Okay, one death save failed. Give me 1 second because I just realized that I forgot to get my dice out. So give me 1 quick second.
The DM of all people.
I told myself I would give them exactly 1 try after last game.
And it was the most important one of all.
Yeah. It was a bad choice.
Well, not quite important. We'll see, but you still got some chances.
Okay. Now that I actually have dice, let's begin. So, Nyx is the first to arrive in the room when he sees Jez, and you, Marin, and Peter saw him stumble backwards as he came across Jez's body. So the three of you are now staring down at your unconscious friend. Do any of you want to take an action?
Looking at my spells. wait. Oh, okay. So you said it's a real wyvern.
Yeah, it's a real wyvern.
Okay, and it's still further down the tunnel.
Yeah,
we
it's
can hear
about it's about I'd say like 120 feet away.
Oh.
You're in a one way in, one way out tunnel as well.
Oh, so we're at the end. So we're at
Yeah, it's identical to the original kind of cell-like rooms that you guys like fell into.
Mm-hmm.
So if the creature is pursuing you, it will shortly be invading the tunnel that you are standing at the end of. Oh my god, Jez, are you okay? And then Nyx like kneels to the ground and like tries to gently shake Jez's shoulder. To which Jez's arm underneath his grip kind of like slumps back limply against the ground. I'm gonna make a quick insight check to see if Nyx is intelligent enough to notice. Okay. That was cocked. I can't believe it. Okay, well, that's a 12. I'm gonna say that after noticing how limp Jez is, Nyx kind of takes a closer look and notices that Jez is still breathing, but is definitely not in the greatest shape. He looks up at the two of you and he's like, "Oh, what do we do? Does anyone have like an herbalism kit or something like that?"
Don't look at me. I play music for a living.
You've healed people before, though, right, Peter?
Well, okay. I think I can build this time. Can I use a cantrip?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh wait, I wonder. Could minor illusion create a wall? Like just not like an illusionary wall, but like
it's a pretty narrow passage. So yeah, if you wanted to like, well, let me see what exactly the specifications are for size of minor illusion. Give me 2 seconds.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wait, hold on.
It should be spell
Oh.
minor illusion, I think. There we go. It says it can be no larger than a 5-foot cube.
Oh.
So it'd be like a 5-foot tall wall, but you can try to see if that helps. It might stall the creature. It's not like the ceilings, like the walls of this maze aren't incredibly tall. There is a ceiling above your head when you are walking through the tunnels.
Would this be better? Using hallucinatory terrain?
So, technically, yes, but you can absolutely use this if you'd like. The other option is, if you wanted to stabilize Jez, one of us, like, even Nyx could do it. Whoever has the highest medicine skill might want to make a medicine check, because then they can stabilize Jez without the use of anything. If you wanted to prioritize attending to Jez first, first and foremost, but if you do want to attempt at first to
buy us some time.
distract
we could
the
probably
wyvern.
do like a well, I was thinking like it could buy us some time, and then we could do like a collective like medicine check. Like if we all like if we're all doing the same thing, don't you think like
in character we'll have a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah.
Peter, you, like I said, I'm not super familiar with magic, but you're trying to do something to, like, stall that dragon thing, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking I could buy us some time with a spell, and we can all check her out, and if we all work together, like obviously like we'll probably be able to like help her. This will just give us some time. If maybe it'll think it's at a wall, it'll turn back around, and it'll even give us more time. We can maybe get a short rest. I mean, like, well, we can maybe like just patch ourselves up.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so your magic runs out, though. Are you able to use something that doesn't do that? Because otherwise, I'll just go stall that creature. I'm in pretty good shape, and I don't know. It kind of freaks me out that, like, before when we were fighting Marion, you guys didn't seem to have a lot of magic left, and now we're trapped in this, like, crazy maze horror funhouse thing, and
I know, but we need to think about it patiently though, because like, yeah, we're stuck in here, but like, if it turns around, like, what else like could we do down here? This is the only way out. We should at least take the time to prepare ourselves, and just like even like, or like this is out of character, but like in mechanic, like we could take a short rest, guys. Like we could get some spell slots back and get some hit die. I think short rest can also affect death saves.
I'm not entirely sure. I always thought that you can't get spell slots back during short rest. I think it's just HP, right?
Hold on, let me look up at the player's handbook.
If I remember right, it might be a wizard thing that you can.
You're really quiet, Wiz. Wait, that just might be me. Hold on one second. Yeah, I turned you way down. I remember why, too.
Okay.
It wasn't like you were talking to
yeah.
someone and I turned you down in the past.
Like, I have arcane recovery.
Oh,
because I'm a wizard.
plus I'm a bard, so I can use Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Hold on. Spell slots.
Yeah, I think you're right, Wiz. I think as a wizard you can use arcane recovery, but typically in a short rest, like normally, a character can only recover hit die.
Yeah.
Long rest is the one that will give you your spell slots back. So if you're trying to go about this, like, what would you say? Sparingly, I guess. I would go for the minor illusion cantrip, because 5 feet is like that'll cover most of the hallway, and if I'm correct, wyverns don't have like a super high intelligence, but let me double check that.
Okay, yeah, I looked it up. You're right. Wizards, druids, and warlocks can recover from short rest, but everyone else, I think, has to wait from a long rest. Wait, Mary, are you a sorcerer? You're not a sorcerer, right? You're a wizard.
No, I'm a wizard.
Yeah. So okay, so this will help you out then. If we get a short rest, then you can get a lot of your spells back too, which is what your like primary focus is, anyways.
Baron, have you spent any spell slots? Spells, I mean?
Not anything above a cantrip.
It would probably be best for us to patch ourselves up, though.
Yeah.
Especially you,
so-
Peter. You're looking really rough.
Yeah, I could also use like a short rest.
Peter, it's okay to just say you need a short rest.
Listen, guys, I'm the bard. We gotta keep. All I do is support. Let's go.
Okay, do whatever you think will stop that creature, because I honestly I can't see it right now, but I can hear it, and honestly I can't imagine it's gonna go anywhere but following us. So
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give it a try. So Peter like turns back around, looking towards the hallway, and he uses hallucinatory terrain.
Okay.
Which makes a natural terrain of 150 foot cube in a range.
All right. What do you make the
sound smell.
hallway look like?
Just that, like, basically, I'm trying to like Photoshop, like copy paste, like the wall to like look like it's like the end of a hallway in front of us. So it looks like if it walks down here from its perspective, it would look like the end of a hallway, the same wall looking like the other walls.
Okay, so basically you're
like,
making like a mirror at the end of the hallway?
No, not a mirror. It's just a literal like it from its perspective is a wall. Like I'm sure if it like walks past it, it'll probably like walk
it's
through
a solid
it.
wall.
But like other than like look, sound, and like smell. That's
Okay, so
all
it just
does.
looks like a brick wall type thing or a stone wall.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's a complete like illusion.
Okay, So, I guess I can make an intelligence check. Listen, wyverns have a -3 intelligence.
See?
like,
Oh, see?
modifier.
I
So,
didn't even know
like,
that.
I thought they weren't super intelligent. So
Don't worry, guys. I got us.
that's an 11. Does that beat your spell save DC?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you guys kind of, for a moment, Peter, you cast this spell and you see like the wall appear at the end of the hallway.
Mhm.
And for a second, you all hold your breath as you can hear the claws of the wyvern kind of approaching towards where it saw you disappear, and it suddenly comes to a stop, and you hear kind of a huffy snuffling sound.
Mhm.
And then you start to hear those claws wander away in a different direction.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe that was.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, so I'm gonna just Jez.
Alright.
Maybe we should do something about Jez now.
Yeah. Maybe can I do a medicine check, or any
Yeah,
of
go
us
ahead.
have like high wisdom do medicine checks?
I honestly, you can all make a medicine check, and whoever succeeds, like.
Okay,
Alright.
Oh, I didn't do too badly, guys. That's a 15.
I'm gonna say that Marin only
Ew.
can do this.
That's a
because
14.
He and Nyx have
Okay.
gone into shit before.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, he and Nyx have gotten in a lot of shit before, and that's why Marin knows how to do this. I didn't realize I was proficient in medicine.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
17.
Excellent.
17?
Yeah.
Alright, Marin, you kind of kneel down next to Nyx and like put your hand on his shoulder to move him out of the way slightly. And you reach into your duffel bag and pull out a scrap of your outfit from before that kind of got shredded, and you start building you start patching up areas you can see bleeding happening. You shuffle through your bag a little bit more and find like leftover kindling from when you had gathered stuff from campfires in the Evermore, and you start to kind of position splints against areas that seem a little broken in Jez. And Jez, you start to kind of almost like feel a certain fogginess lift from your brain as the initial shock from the impact of the fall starts to kind of wear off. Your body is in excruciating pain, and you are very much aware of it, and you can realize that because you're aware of this pain, you are conscious again. You're stable and conscious, but you are still, like, completely decimated by this fall.
Okay.
But because you are now technically in a short rest, you are allowed to roll your hit dice to regain hit points. You can choose to expend all of your hit die or only some of your hit die. It's up to you.
Alright, we're gonna see how this goes.
I'm gonna use one of my hit die because I've only lost 4 points of health.
Well, aren't you lucky? I'm using D8s. It's a D10.
Okay. I'll also use a Song of Rest, but I don't know if it's a good idea to necessarily sing, like actually sing. But hold on, I'm reading the exact rules.
Oh, there's my D8.
I got a 6, which means I'm fully healed.
Oh, yeah, I'm putting in a general chat.
Tuning at second level, you can use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies.
Could I just like flavor it, saying like I kind of just like tell about like a story?
Yeah,
this
yeah,
kind of reminded me
definitely.
of in college.
Yeah, if you want to tell an old college story, go for it.
While we're all figuring out our HP, hit dice and stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna use a couple hit dice. But anyways,
So like
So
Jez
that-
is on the ground dying, and Peter starts launching into a story about the good old days.
yeah. Well, I don't know those good old days. Like we were a bunch of troublemakers. I mean, but now, you know, I'd see better things, be more worldly. Dying in a tunnel as a wyvern like sniffing us out.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's really interesting, Peter.
oh, awesome. Okay, so everyone gets an extra 5 HP back too. So
Sweet. I have full health.
Wonderful.
Full
Same.
health, like extra hard.
okay, 4, 7, 9,
I will be right
13.
back.
Okay, yeah, 13. Oh, do you know if for short rest hit dice do we add Constitution modifier?
Let me double check. I just have the page open. Oh, I had it open on my phone, not on my laptop. Give me a second. Yep, you do add your Constitution modifier.
Each time or just like at the
For
end?
hit dice spent in this way, the player rolls the die and adds the character's Constitution modifier to it. So
Oh,
it's for
hell
each hit
yeah.
Heck yeah, let's go.
die.
Yo, we're gonna fight this wyvern, guys. Come on, let's do it.
Wow. How long does a short rest technically has to be? It has to be like an hour. How long does your spell last? 10 minutes.
Well, isn't no, well, yeah, short rest I think is like about an hour, and yeah, the casting time is 10 minutes, but
It's okay. Like
no,
I'm not-
no, casting time is 10 minutes, but the duration is 24 hours.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I saw
Boom.
that.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm back at 44 out of 55, so.
Nice. Did you use all your hit die?
No, I used 4 out of 7.
Huh.
Or no, yeah, no, 4 out of 8 actually. I forgot to change that after we leveled up to 8.
We're almost better, guys. I'm 1 hit point short. Yep.
Yep. Sure.
English.
Oh, out of character too. I forgot that like halflings have the lucky ability, which they get to re-roll any nat ones, and I've been forgetting to use that.
Oh, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Any or just once a day?
Probably once a day,
Oh,
or like once before a rest.
halfling luck.
That'd be wild.
Lucky. When you roll 1 on a d20 for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. It doesn't explicitly say.
Oh my god. That seems like an oversight.
Here, I'll link it to the. Well, this is
Oh
from the.
my God.
This is from the Roll20 page, which, if I'm pretty sure they usually like post like the rolls like pretty accurately.
Yeah, let me also look at D&D Beyond real fast.
Oh my god, that's so funny that I completely forgot about that.
Halflings are OP as fuck.
Okay, I looked it up on like a D&D Beyond forum, and apparently it's just like any.
Oh my god, I'm so lucky.
Anyway, Peter's just super OP now, but it's
Hey, you know what? You know what? That makes sense because if you like think about it, like Lord of the Rings. Remember, like Frodo and Samwise got all the way to literally like hell and dropped the ring into the lava.
I don't know what you're saying.
And they made it
Detroit.
back alive.
Halflings
Yeah.
and
I'm not
elves
saying-
definitely aren't the same thing.
They're
They
kind
call
of
them
the same
they
thing.
call them halflings in the.
They do.
TM. Anyway, so what's everyone's HP looking at? I'm at 45 out of 45 now.
I'm at full with all of my spell slots.
I'm at 55 of 56 using all but one of my hit die. But
Marin's doing good.
You said
Physically,
25
at
out of
least.
36, Jez?
55 out of 56.
Oh, you have a lot of HP.
I do.
You have more HP than I do, but I also might have forgotten to level up, so that's a thing.
I also rolled really well for a couple times in a row.
That's true. And Peter, what are you at?
44 out of 55.
Nice. All right. Does anyone want to do anything during this short rest, or do we want to like time lapse it? Actually, like we should definitely have Jez wake up.
Oh yeah.
So Jez, you wake up and like the first thing you see is like Nick's worried face like staring down at you as you see Marin like slowly tending to your wounds.
Yeah. Just probably doesn't move for a couple of minutes if they're, you know, when you like hurt yourself and you kind of are stunned for a minute, like they're just kind of laying there trying to figure out what the fuck is going on now.
Like you're just looking at like the ceiling.
I know, yeah. Like they probably make some sort of very quiet whining noise. They probably hurt a lot, and they just stay there for a while until they're, you know, feeling less like they just fell out of a hole. But after a while, I guess
Walks over, she's like, Jez, you good? Like, are you okay? Like, can you breathe? Like, are you? Like he's like waving his like hand in front of your face.
Nyx does
You're
the
just
thing.
staring.
Nyx
Like-
does the thing that Jez did to him, and like is like upside down. Like so, this is like, you know, like Spider-Maning almost.
Right.
Aw.
And like takes Jez's cheeks in his hands, and is kind of like,
Jez, are you okay? Can you move?
Yeah. Give me just. I'm just gonna lay down for a second. What's going on?
You fell from a really high place.
I think I got that. I feel that.
Yeah, so did Peter, and he also did not do great. I mean, technically we all did, but Marin looks really good, and I'm fine.
Well,
Yeah, and like
well, thanks, Mel.
we got some time to just relax and like get our bearings. Like we're safe for now.
Oh yeah, there's a wyvern like down the hall from us,
Oh,
but like it
don't
can't
worry.
tell that we're down here.
As long as
We tricked it.
quiet.
You know how wyverns are. They're not the brightest.
I have never met a wyvern.
Wait, aren't you a druid? Well, at least you know about. You must
I
know like
about
some.
them. I have never met
Yeah.
them.
Well,
You don't
I would
want to.
guess a druid of any kind would know like better of a wyvern than like a bard.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention in biology class.
You know what? Me neither, and I'm a bio major.
was that in character or out of character?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, since we got time to Jezebel, did you
Yeah, Jez, tell us
did you
your
go to
life
school
story.
or did you like learn from like a religious like institute?
What's your backstory?
Yeah, Jezebel. I'm always here talking about me in college. You don't know that much about you actually.
Well, I'm from the north, and
so-
I'm from a small town, and I have 13 siblings, and only two
I'm
of them are
sorry.
older than me.
I'm sorry.
15,
No.
1-5.
One,
You have
1-3.
oh, 13.
Oh, 13. Oh, I'm I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
That's so much better.
And I thought I had a lot of siblings.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4 siblings.
What?
Yeah.
That's
I'm an only child.
me too.
Did you ever get
As far
lonely?
as I know.
Well,
Yes.
That's okay.
Aw.
You have me now.
yeah, you have us now. Come on, like this is why like yeah. I don't really like even though I talk about college a lot, it's not like I really want to go back and like you guys are a lot more like chilled and like the people back, you know.
Peter, what
college,
kind
so-
of like, you always talk about college and stuff like that, but like, what kind of people were you friends with?
Just a lot of like partiers and like just they're not like terrible people, they're just goofballs and like just very high energy and like they didn't really have any like ambitions though. They just were still kind of stuck on like just being they also had a lot of money. Most of them were like pretty wealthy enough to go to college. I'm guessing like out of character, like D&D wise, it's probably like the colleges are probably more for like really wealthy, like you have a lot of gold to like cash on.
Did you? This is a quick question, but did you ever establish whether or not you were from the mainland or if you were from? Because if you were from like in Alphane, then you would be from Eldersbane, which is like where all of the magical like schools are. So like there's Bard College there, and then there's like the basically like academy for wizard training.
I was gonna say Lombana family. I was gonna say like maybe they were like well, since we got that art in my fishing my big fishing gear. That I was a coastal fisher. And then that's why me and my siblings, we used to help out. That's why I write back to mom a lot. And like I was the one that like was kind of good at music, and I was good enough to get into college.
Oh, are you from like Haven?
That's the like harbor city here on Althane.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize you were that local.
Yeah.
Marin and I traveled like all over the place with the like carnival that we were with.
Right.
So I'm from like really far away, but I don't know. I think it's for the best.
Nah, like I wanted to go out and see the world. Like I'm glad I met people like you, because if I just kept like staying at college, then I would have just been as close-minded as everyone else. Then I get to be more people who are more experienced or like are from different backgrounds. Like Jezebel, like you're from up north and you're a druid.
Yeah.
Like I've only been up north. Maybe I've only heard about up north.
It's very cool.
Never been there in my life.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I'd be okay, I think.
Well, down by the harbor, it smells like fish and seagulls a lot. So.
I like the smell of fish. Do you like fish?
Yeah, my parents own a fishing company.
Ooh.
I still wear these because, mom made it, so I can't really.
Your mother is very talented. They're lovely.
Thank you.
That's really cool. My dad was like a doctor, basically. Like, he kind of did like herbalism and stuff like that. But
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I wanted to actually ask something, change something. Since the duration for hallucinatory turn is 24 hours, can we actually take a long rest?
Technically, you could take a long rest.
Yeah, why don't we just take a long rest? That would be so much better.
Okay.
I can't believe we spent all that time like rolling dice, and we're like, wait, we could just like.
Alright, well, technically you regain all your hit dice then.
Okay, yeah, so we get all our HP back, hit dice, and spell slots.
Oh, nice.
So you're back to full health. We helped you out. We helped you patch you up. And we're just telling stories now. Like this is like we're eating some like rations, or we're making like a fire. Or not, maybe not like a fire for the smell, but like we're just like trying to get some sleep.
Every 15 minutes, you guys hear that toll that radiates through the entire room, and the room you sit in kind of reverberates. And Peter, you kind of glance behind you and see like your wall almost quiver a little from the sound. It is like painful to your ears. So every time this goes off, you guys have to kind of like cower a little bit and cover your ears to prevent you from being deafened by the sound, as it kind of is completely contained in the maze that you guys are in.
Right.
And that occurs every 15 minutes for apparently the next 8 hours.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey.
So
listen, any sort of like just shut eye will probably be good if we just lay down in the most uncomfortable possible way, but it's better than nothing. I mean, like it's up to you. It's up to you, because you are the DM. If you want to say like we can't actually sleep, we can't get a long rest or something like that, I'd be fine with that. I mean, a short rest is still good too, because that also gives us enough time. I mean, we still got a lot of hit points back from like short rest.
I think technically, if like you're constituting the long rest as like you guys like full on like trying to sleep and recover everything, I don't think it would be possible for you to sleep through the night, because like this sound happens every 15 minutes.
Like,
And from
literally every 15 minutes.
Yeah, from what you've seen as well, the toll of the bell, at least the first time you saw it toll, it means the wheel spins.
I hate to be the dumb one, but what is that?
Probably
You're
not
not
good.
dumb, you were unconscious.
I was also unconscious, but is a what?
What's the best way? It was really weird. Like a giant clock with symbols on it, and we got like it landed on a question mark when we got to it. And there's a wyvern on us, and there's mirrors all around us. And it's really that's a lot, you know. As much as man, I kind of do miss home now.
Oh, we haven't really left the area. We kind of came out of our, like, where we landed and into one room, and then we came here. So I have no idea what the rest of this place looks like.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Do we think that a new thing comes out of that every time it tolls?
I do not know the answer to this question.
I don't.
Do we think
I mean, I
about,
don't. Maybe
a lot more
if
than a wyvern?
since there were other symbols on there, there might be more out there, but we.
We've been in here for a while. It's already gone off like 2 more times.
Yeah. Or here, third time's the charm, I guess. He tries to crack a joke, and I don't know if this can help it.
Peter, is it really the time?
Just
Read the room a little.
But you know, we still did it. We still come on, guys. Like we finally got ourselves a break after all of this. After everything we went through, we finally got like just some time to break. Gotta enjoy it.
Isn't over yet.
You get what's that? I've heard about there was a play, something about with zombies, and it was like rule something, and you gotta enjoy the little things.
I follow what you're saying, but also, we just kind of like sat in this prison for an hour. It was like a rest, but like a rest that we were forced to take because we can't do anything otherwise. We're trapped in here.
But a rest nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm
That
grateful
rhymes.
for it.
A rest nonetheless.
And the story you told was like really inspiring and everything.
I know. I'm just I'm just trying to help you. Lighten up the mood a bit, get us prepared. Like,
Should we maybe get going?
And as Nick says that, the bell rings for the 4th time that you've been in this maze.
all right.
Kind of cowers and covers his ears. And give me 1 second because I have to roll for these bell tolls.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. Okay. So we can prepare ourselves. I can just let me know when you want me to dispel, and I'll see it. I'll do it.
Okay, 1 sec. All right. I have to write this down. I have to get my whiteboard. I'm back in a place where I have access to my whiteboard. Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Woo.
Let me just walk across the room to get it. I love being surrounded by my useful resources again. Okay, we're gonna roll again. Okay. We're gonna roll again. And we're gonna roll one more time. Actually, no. It's only 3 times because the first time was the wyvern. Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, I think that staying here much longer is just gonna like, I don't know, it doesn't feel safe to be spending a lot of time in here, especially just like sitting in one place. And not that I don't trust your spell, Peter, but we don't know what's happening out there.
Where are we gonna go? Do you have a plan?
We have to try to get out somehow. Marin gets up. I walk over to the illusionary wall. Can I try to poke
Oh, hey, I'm
my
sorry.
head through it a little bit?
I forgot I had myself on mute this whole time.
I was like wondering because your thing was lighting up green, and I was like, "Is Detroit talking?"
God damn it. Okay, I was just saying like, yeah, I understand that that like this is like a really like terrifying situation, but like at least like we can go. We don't know what's going out there. Like we don't know what all these gongs mean, but like it's better to go in when we're like feeling better, and like now we're ready. So he's like just like saying that, and then he was just like, let me know when you want me to dispel the spell, and then we can like just the plan could be maybe we just like keep walking forward, and, like taking our time.
Okay.
And, like going back to the clock because like that seems like we're the center or like the hub of like all this.
Marin, are you putting your hand through like Peter's illusionary wall, or are you putting it through like the mirrors on the wall?
No, I'm poking my head through the illusionary wall.
Okay, so you're gonna check to see what's on the other side in the room.
Yeah.
But
before
carefully.
Peter dispels it.
But it could be
Yes.
like it's like in are you guys caught up with the
Boku no Hero.
yeah,
Yes.
Boku no Hero?
Yeah.
Like just take a peek real quick.
Okay. 1 second. Let's see here. I have to see what all of these are. Okay. Marin, as you poke your head through the illusionary wall, a couple things happen. So we kind of have to retcon a little bit because you guys decided to have a short rest. But I'm going to just try, like, I wanted us to be able to do like whatever conversation they had during the short rest, but a couple things happened during this short rest. So when the first bell rang as you guys were recovering, let's see. Okay, who has the highest passive perception? Mine is, I believe it's 13.
Mine's 14.
Mine's 15.
Mine's 16.
Okay, so,
Jess has seen some things.
Jez is wise. Very
okay, so Jez, when you were kind of coming to and patching yourself up during this short rest, you kind of glanced around to establish kind of where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And you noticed that from where you were sitting, there seemed to be some kind of yellowish cloud that was gathering at the entrance of the cell that you were sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed to almost hit like an invisible wall when it came to the entrance to the cell that you're sitting in. It didn't go any further than that.
Is this where Peter's wall is?
No, this is like past the wall in the hallway, but it is the entrance to your, because Peter put, if I am correct, Peter put the wall at the end of the hallway before the wyvern entered the hall.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like the cell that you're sitting in, and then there's the hallway, and then there's Peter's wall. This cloud was in the hallway, but didn't go any further than the end of the hallway. It didn't trickle into the room that you're sitting in.
Okay, so it's just like yellow stuff Yellow gas.
It's
in
yeah,
the
it looks like a
hallway.
yellow like cloud of something.
Has Marin left already?
No, this happened
No,
15
he's
minutes
not-
into the short rest.
Okay. Whew.
Half
Is
an
it
hour.
like
into the
very thick, or is it like can we still like see through it?
You cannot see through it.
Oh, it's very thick. Okay.
Yeah, it's very thick. But after the second toll, you watch as I guess you probably pointed it out or something like that. But you watch after the second toll of the bell as it like quietly disperses. However, as that second toll, you hear like what sounds like something like flying by really quickly, and the smell of like something burning reaches your sense, but you can't quite tell what it is, and you see a red flash come from the hallway. But again, nothing enters the room that you're sitting in.
Huh. That's strange.
Now, Marin, as you stand up, having just a cat suddenly appears. No.
The bell
Having
tolls
just
for a cat.
recovered from the tolling of the bell this time, Marin, you poke your head through the wall, and I need you to make. Let me quickly see what kind of saving throw it is. I'm pretty sure it's dexterity. Oh no, it's Constitution. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 11.
11.
11.
Okay, so you make your way down this hallway, and just as you're about to reach where Peter's wall is concealing the hallway you're walking down, a bolt of lightning from seeming nowhere bursts through the wall and strikes you, and you take.
Oh jeez.
Hey, Marin? Are you a fucking lightning rod?
This does not seem, Marin, you discern before it strikes you that this doesn't seem to be like the unnatural blue lightning, really. It seems something like, it seems similar to the magic that comes from your spells. But you take 13 points of thunder damage.
Of thunder damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I described it as a lightning bolt. That should not be correct. I was reading the wrong spell. My bad. As this happens, you walk towards the wall, and a deafening blast, like a loud boom, sends you, like, basically to your knees as it rings through your ears and down the hallway, and then you take the 13 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing we took a short rest then, instead of just getting head on.
Fuck.
Nyx hears this and like runs down the hallway and sees Marin on his knees, and he's like, Marin, what the hell happened? Are you okay?
There's the thunder wave. Can I try to
Thunder
poke my
wave?
head out again?
Yeah.
Just keep
To
checking.
try
Can we
to
all
see
check out? Well, I
something
guess
through
like
it?
at this point, can't we all just like look out as well?
Yeah, if you guys want to like wander down the hallway to where Marin is.
Okay, yeah.
Peter, do you just want to dispel your magic, or do you want to check first?
We could check. Well, Marin, did you? Well, okay. What did you see out there? Was there anything out there?
I didn't see anything before I got hit in the face with a thunder wave.
Okay. Well, here. Let's just all check. And well, okay. Well, Peter's gonna stick his head through as well,
Yeah,
Okay.
Marin is as well.
Nyx does as well.
just to like check.
You guys stick your head through, and the wyvern is nowhere to be seen, although you can see like a faint scratch mark against one of the hallways. But other than that, the room is totally clear. But you do still see that wheel with the clock counting off 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, Peter's gonna dispel hallucinatory terrain, and that really came in handy. And yeah, I guess we're gonna approach the clock and check it again.
Okay.
And try to investigate. I guess like can we? So can you describe like the I guess the like are there just like it's like a circle and there's just entrances like dotting along the circumference to like different like entrances to like different hallways?
So like the what you're looking at is a wheel. So it looks like one of those carnival wheels that you spin and get a prize.
Yeah, but I mean like the room itself.
Oh, the room itself, yeah. So you came out of the fourth entrance on the wall that you were in, but it seems that surrounding that area there seem to be other hallways that branch off, and you can see if you look kind of like side to side, it's really hard to tell what's down those other hallways because it's all made of mirrors. But there is at least 4 other ways to leave the room that has the wheel and the clock in it.
Is that not including?
That's not including the 4 cells that you originally came out of. There are 4 hallways from each of you emerged from, and then there are 4 additional hallways leading in opposite directions. So there's 1 to your left, 1 to your right, and 2 in front of you.
Shit.
All right. Well, what are the hands on the clock right now? Like what symbol? Like I'm assuming it's like going in like clockwise. Like yeah, like a clock.
Yeah, it's operating like a clock, except instead of 60 minutes on it, it only has 15
minute intervals. And so can we check like what the so we know we got a question mark the first time, and what is it on now? And can we check the symbols between them?
As you look at where the wheel currently landed on, it's a picture of a like thundercloud.
Right. Okay. So that makes sense.
And since you entered this room, it's only been about like a minute since it last told.
Okay. So okay, is it possible I could do a perception just to see like any? Well, actually, I don't know, this might be like metagaming, but like Jezebel, you're a druid. You probably know like animal handling or like survival. Can you check for like any traces of the wyvern, like for tracks or like any like signs around like anywhere else around here?
I mean, I can. So
yeah.
I guess Jez is gonna take a look around the room.
Okay. You can roll, since he's like asking you to look for tracks. Mm-hmm. You can roll a survival check, like, or you can roll an investigation check.
Yeah, like you seem like you know like about like just like animals in general. Like I'm sure like we should check if like the wyvern's been around or if it's completely gone now, because we don't know how this clock works, and it could work any way at once because this is all really weird.
I'm gonna roll survival and I'll roll separately because I had something I want to take a peek at. But let me roll this first.
Yep.
Natural 20. This
yes.
is what you get for changing dice.
All right.
Awesome.
It doesn't do that when you're trying to, continue living, but at least you'll know what direction the wyvern went. So, Jez, Peter asks this of you, and you kind of nod and take a snoop around the edges of the room, and you notice that on the hallway to your left from where you guys just came out, there seems to be like distinct claw marks that have marked up some of the mirrors in that area, specifically the floor. And you kind of wander, not like out of the room, but a little bit down that hallway just to see where the tracks go. Mm-hmm. And as you look forward, you can see them continuing down. There's also a bit of markings on the walls, as if the wyvern was peeking down certain hallways. Mm-hmm. And then as you look off in the distance, you kind of notice that suddenly the tracks just stop.
Like, disappear? Like, they no longer...
Yeah.
Oh, Well, that way, but I don't think that we have to worry about it anymore.
Like it's just gone?
Yeah,
Oh, well that's convenient.
this is not a thing that wyverns I have read about do. So
Oh my god. What if it's a teleporting wyvern?
What? Oh man, boys back at college are gonna fucking kill over to hear about that.
Guys, I don't want to
think
be
it's
in here.
I know.
I think it's a teleporting
so
wyvern.
don't teleport.
But you don't know, Marin.
Nix.
I reach
have-
up and I just pat Nix's cheek.
Nix, I have read a lot about a lot, and this is not what I have read about. I think we will be okay.
Jez, have you read about circuses that like trap people in big maze mirrors and have like big mean things that will smash your friends into the ground, and little girls that teleport? Also, there was a teleporting little girl earlier. What if this is a teleporting wyvern?
I
well, it
think
was the spirits, and this is just
Let's
I don't know.
We're wasting time. Let's just focus on getting out of here.
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe-
so
can I take a look
Please.
around the room first? Since I have not
Yeah.
been in this room before, I have
Yeah.
not seen any sort of mirrors before, and I
we
think
were
there
all
was
only
something
in it
up
for
with
very
the
briefly
mirrors.
too.
Do you want to make like an investigation check then?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna see how this goes. That was not as good as my last roll.
Here, I'll try 2. So
Okay.
I got a small bonus, so we'll see.
What did you get, Jez?
That was a 7.
A 7.
Oh, I got an 18. Awesome.
Okay,
Wow,
so
that's really good.
Jez, as you kind of like wander away from the hallway where the wyvern was, you kind of feel like it's almost like a leftover dizziness from the fall that you took. Like you're still kind of coming to your bearings and stuff like that, even after resting for about an hour. And it's really, really, like, why I'm so bad with words today. Disorienting for you to be surrounded by mirrors. You've never been in an environment like this, and you look around the room and you can kind of tell that there are other exits, but it is
Like vertigo
barely
inducing?
visible by the way that things are being reflected. You're not even sure if those exits that you can kind of see lead to anything.
Okay. So we're gonna put our hand on the one that's right next to me and just stand there for a second.
Peter, as you kind of look around the room, you establish that there's nothing really to the wheel. Like, the wheel is a wheel and the clock is a clock. That's all it seems to do. It's not connected to anything really. It just kind of exists there. It's being illuminated by a ring of like carnival style lights.
Right.
But that is the only light in this room. However, the rest of the tunnels seem to be kind of illuminated by some like unnatural light. It's almost as if it's reflecting some kind of light from an unknown source. But you know that the mirrors are an illusion anyway, so it's likely that it's just part of the illusion that everything is bright here. But you can discern that there are 4 ways out of this room, including the way the wyvern originally went down, and you can definitely tell that hallway continues down past where the wyvern disappeared. You got an 18, right?
Yeah.
You can discern that the right direction only goes down so far, and then it seems like you can kind of see a reflection of yourself at the end of it, which means there's a mirror at the end of it. You can't tell if that mirror means that it just comes to a stop there, or if it forks off at that way.
Right.
And you can also discern that the 2 ways in front of you that are on the same wall as the wheel also are legitimate pathways. They continue down further, and you can't really see the end of where those hallways go.
Okay. Well, yeah, I kind of just relayed it back to everyone else, just saying like, okay, it looks like further down, like it's just gonna keep it. There might be more. It's kind of hard to tell, but from the feeling of everything here, it could keep winding on to other places. So, should we stick around to see if the like?
No,
'Cause, like-
I think we should just pick a way and go.
Yeah,
I want to get out of here.
Marin,
I know.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Big 7.
Ooh.
Marin, you are not happy to be here at all.
Nope.
And because of that, you are kind of shaking a little bit and you are frightened. So you will have disadvantage on any ability checks that you try to make here.
Okay.
I'm not going to impose it's not going to be like exhaustion where everything you have is disadvantage, but specifically ability checks.
All right. That's
Just
fine.
give Marin a group hug.
Nyx kind of looks at Marin and notices that he's visibly shaken, and though Nyx himself is kind of shaken up, you see Nyx like glancing around a little bit. He seems to be very uncomfortable with the fact that there are so many mirrors around. He puts a hand on Marin's shoulder and gives it a small squeeze and kind of moves closer to him, and he looks at you guys and he's like,
All right, we need to make like a decision here. Where are we going? I was gonna say, are we splitting up? But
No,
I don't
we
even
should. No,
wanna
no,
put that-
no. We should
Yeah, I don't
definitely
wanna
not
put
split
that
up
out
after
on
what
the
just
table.
happened. No. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Well,
Yeah.
this seems
Why
like
don't we-
a clear way. So
Do
we
any
could.
of us have dice on us?
Hmm?
What if I just roll a d4? There's 4 hallways.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Oh.
okay with that.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, kitchen.
All right.
yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot to turn on my mic again. It's alright. There was one hallway that we know has a mirror at the end of it that doesn't seem to go anywhere else. Right? I'm not.
Do we?
Oh, from Melissa explaining it to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's like from I say like it could like because you said it's a mirror, so like I can't tell if it like ends or if it like bends like on a corner.
Oh.
So I said like from what it looks like it goes further, but like it's kind of hard to tell because it's all mirrors. So for all I know, it could be like,
Yeah, essentially,
it could be winding around. Like I was saying that in character too,
Is
just
that
like
the one that
yeah.
Is that the one we just came out of? The one that Jez was in?
or is it
No.
like or is that for like each one like what it looks like? If I like look around.
Like, so basically what you would be able to determine from that hallway is just that it's shorter than the other ones because you can actually see the end of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It is the end of that hallway is close enough that you can see your reflection at the end of it. The other ones extend.
It's that close. I could see my. Okay, I thought it was just
Yeah.
like I thought it was just like a little glisten of like mirror. I didn't know it was that close. I could see the end.
No,
Okay,
the
never
other
mind.
ones you just like can't
I'm
see
sorry.
where the corner is or like if there's an end to it. Like the one to your right from and when I'm doing like directional things, I'm talking about from where you guys came out of like the cells that you fell into.
Right.
So like the one to your right just means like the far wall at the end of that hallway is close enough that you can actually see your reflection in it. The
Mhm.
other 3 remaining ones are too far off to see like the other end of it.
Okay. All right. Well, we should pick the. Yeah.
Well, let's do what Marin said and just like,
Just pick one. Yeah.
yeah, random.
Right.
Okay, the one the wyvern went into is 1, and then the one next to that is 2, and the one next to that's 3, and then the one with the short hallway is 4.
All right. So. That was 3.
Okay. That one then.
And it's the one to the right of the wheel.
All right. Let's go down it.
All right, let's go. I just want to
Okay.
move.
Yeah.
Just.
How much time?
Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry. How much? Like, real quick. Marin's looking just as he's kind of jogging past. How much time is on the clock?
Let me see.
Oh yeah, how many minutes, I guess, did we
About-
spend, like, discussing and, like,
Yeah, that took about
investigating?
10 minutes.
Oh, okay, so we got, like,
Fuck,
5
okay.
minutes. Or less.
So let's go.
Okay, I guess I'll lead the way.
Real quick.
Just puts
Okay.
a hand on
If he's leading, Nick's better be jogging.
Yeah, Nix is walking very fast. He just is
Yeah,
very.
we're all going at a
Like
very
jogging,
Oh, never
like
mind.
it's a run.
You probably noticed that Nix is his eyes are like fixated forward. He's not really looking at the reflections in the mirror.
Just takes Nix's hand and is holding it very tightly.
He is holding it very tightly as well, and he's so like walking as close to Marin as he physically can without tripping him. Okay, so you guys everyone make a group survival check.
Group
Oh,
survival
boy.
check.
So that means the majority of the party has to succeed, which means 3 out of 4 party members.
Oh, God. Okay, survival.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
10.
I got a 9.
Oh,
I
no.
got a 10
I got a 16.
with disadvantage.
No.
Good job, Jez.
Thanks.
It's okay that everyone else failed. So,
Aw.
you guys find yourself wandering down these hallways. You're moving quickly, but it kind of puts you at a disadvantage because you end up at one point kind of smacking into the edge of the hallway where it comes to a sudden stop, and the mirror is bent at a weird way, so you couldn't see yourself approaching it. And you kind of smack into the corner and make a left turn because it seems to be where the mirror is angled towards. It seems to be the only option. And you navigate deeper and deeper into the maze, but nothing seems to lead to anything so far. You haven't found anything out of the ordinary. It is getting more and more unnerving as you just seem to be like surrounded by reflections of yourselves, and the only sounds you can hear are the sounds of your own footsteps rushing through the hallways.
So we can just keep going.
Okay. You guys wander for about 5 more minutes before you hear the toll of that bell radiate through the maze, and you have to pause to cover your ears. Okay. Oh, I haven't rolled this number yet. You kind of pause and pull your hands away from your ears, but the second you pull your hands away from the ears, all 4 of you begin to hear these whispers leak into the room around you, and I need everyone to make a, I believe it's a wisdom saving throw. Let me double check.
And a wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
Oh wait,
Yep, it's a wisdom.
Okay.
no, I'll save those. I was gonna think about using Bardic Inspiration, but you might save those for when we have to fight something.
20, not naturally.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Unnatural 20 as well. I got
Okay.
18 plus 2. Okay, whew.
I
Yeah,
got an 8.
Jez. See, your dice are redeeming themselves.
Yeah, we're no longer using.
Well,
the
Or
light.
we're using different dice now.
I am
12.
using different dice now.
yep.
Yeah, see.
Okay, Peter and Jez, you kind of, you start to hear the whispers and you immediately clap your hands back over your ears, desperately trying to block them out, but you watch as Nyx and Marin kind of go rigid for a second, and you see their eyes almost glaze over, and a shudder runs through their body, and they are going to take Uh, 7 psychic points of psychic damage as the whispers penetrate through their mind, and you two are actually going to take 4 points of psychic damage. The two of you that saved.
Only 4 points?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can't do math like ever. This is okay. As soon as like that happens, you kind of hear like the whispers are still lingering and surrounding you as you go down the hallways, but it doesn't seem to have like as much of an effect as it first did when it happened.
Are they saying anything? Is it something we can understand, or is it just like...
No, it's like...
Cryptic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like gibberish, basically. However, you watch as, like, Nyx and Marin come out of it, and they look almost frantic, like they want to get out of there, and Nyx takes off down the hallway.
Oh god, Nyx!
With
No.
Marin in tow.
Fuck.
The result of the spell that just impacted them, Marin, just to let you know why you guys are taking off down the hallway, is because the result of this spell makes you want to basically flee the spellcaster, but since there's no discernible spellcaster within range, it's kind of just activated that fight or flight response, and you have chosen flight.
Yeah, no, especially since he was frightened before, Marin's booking it down the hallway.
Yeah.
I guess...
So...
We gotta catch up.
Yeah, we're gonna run.
Like, where you guys... Wait, hold up.
Don't leave me alone.
Make another group survival check. Marin and Nyx have disadvantage.
Oh, damn it. 10.
Not as
Wow.
good.
I got a 3.
I got a 12.
Everybody failed.
Fuck.
Actually, I didn't know what Marin got, but
11.
I'm assuming he failed. What did he get?
11.
Yeah, okay, everybody failed. So the running has made you clumsy, and you've kind of, like, it's becoming very, very disorienting as you plow down these hallways. The whispers especially start kind of getting to you, and it's messing with your sense of direction, and you end up turning corners, and you end up in this room, and you swear you've seen this particular room before. I don't know what it is, but something about you, like, maybe your inner compass says that you've definitely just ended up walking in a giant circle, because you're almost positive that taking 3 left turns in a row means you've ended up back in the same spot.
Is this one of the cells, or is this...
You're not currently in a cell. You can make an investigation check to see if you can spot any more hallways that are similar to the ones you spawned in.
Math. 12 again?
12?
Yeah.
Okay. Jez, you kind of come to a stop for a moment, and you go to lean on a wall to kind of catch your breath, because Nyx and Marin are just kind of frantically looking back and forth trying to find the next hallway out of here. And as you go to lean on the wall, your hand just like keeps going, and you kind of stumble down a hallway that you didn't really realize was there because of the reflection, but you discover that it is a hallway. And at the end, you can kind of see that there aren't branching hallways off this one. It seems to go straight down, and it looks very similar to the cell you originally spawned in. But there's no way for you to tell if it was one of the 4 original cells that you guys came in or a completely new one. You do know that you have been traveling for about like 20 minutes now.
Jeez. So we definitely heard another bell toll.
No, like, this
Well, the
is...
one we just did.
Yeah, it's been 15 minutes since you left, and then like an additional 5.
Okay.
So
So do you want to go down further and see if it's a cell at the end, or do you want to just kind of accept it as a dead end and turn the other way?
no, I'm gonna go guys, I think there is a hall. No, not a hall, a room, the cell. Like the one I was in?
Okay. I don't really see how that's helpful, but maybe we can... Maybe there's some way out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's just make it fast, please.
yeah.
Nyx is like kind of crushing your hand, Marin, not like in a sense where like bones are breaking or anything, but like
No, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm squeezing his hand back pretty hard. Which hand am I holding though?
he's holding you with his normal hand, not his
Okay.
beast hand.
Okay.
He is aware
Not
enough
that matter.
he is aware enough to know that like if he was squeezing you with his beast hand, it would probably be bones.
Yeah.
Jez, with your passive perception being as high as it is, you begin to make your way down the hallway and notice that somehow unnaturally there is there's not light at the end of this hallway.
So it's
So you-
just dark, or
Yeah, so you see the like straightaway hallway, like the one that led to the cell, but it kind of like ends at like a dark, like you can't quite see the end of it because it's too dark.
does anybody else see the darkness?
Yeah.
Wait, say again? I'm sorry.
Do you? And they kind of point down at the end of the hallway, the way they're going, I guess. Is just me, or is it also dark down there?
Baron starts making his way down there.
Nyx follows.
Yeah, we're keeping up,
Rapidly.
but like it looks kind of dark.
You guys make it to the darkness and you suddenly realize why it's so dark in here. It's because the illusion that has been holding up the rest of the Hall of Mirrors has been completely shattered in this room. So you are now standing in basically a dark stone cell. And it's almost like hard for your eyes to adjust, but how many of you have dark vision? Is it everyone?
Nope.
Except for Jez?
Everyone except for Jez.
Oh, I also don't have dark vision. I don't think halflings have dark vision.
I don't think they do.
Oh, okay, so just Nyx and Marin.
Just Nyx and Marin. Okay, so
Or like, okay, yeah, I'm saying like, okay, never mind. It's like, yeah, it's pretty dark. Like, I don't have dark vision.
Nyx and Marin reach it because they are like pretty much power walking towards it. And Jez, you like bump into Nyx's back as he stops suddenly at the entrance, and Peter, you kind of stumble into Marin. As you peek around them, it takes you a second to kind of adjust your vision, and you can kind of see what this cell looks like. It is empty except for what seems to be, to you, Peter and Jez, it's just kind of like a darker spot on the back wall. But to Marin and Nyx, they are staring at a corpse that has long lost its flesh.
Oh, I don't know that, so I can't.
Don't go in there, Jez.
Why not?
What would you guys see?
It's not important.
I think it is very important if you don't want to go in.
Nyx kind of looks at Marin for a second.
Marinus backs up. What does it look like?
It's humanoid. But it seems like almost a little smaller. But it's completely bones, so it's hard to tell what it was in life other than quite like full-grown adult size. And you can see, Marin, since you have dark vision, and Nyx can see this as well, that the like I need to change the music. Hold on. It is driving me nuts that this like music has devolved into like weird dubstep. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's driving me crazy.
Now, a word from
There
our
we go.
sponsors.
Marin, you can kind of tell that like it seems to be wearing like pretty simple clothes. Like it doesn't look like it's wearing anything super fancy, and it seems like it has a pack that's lying next to it that has been kind of strewn across the cave floor, or not cave, but like cell floor.
Okay. Can... Oh god, how... Pretty afraid. Can I quickly rifle through the bag?
Yep.
Okay, I do that.
Nyx kind of turns towards Peter and Jez as Marin walks into the room. And he almost looks like he's trying to prevent you from going in the room any further.
Okay, so where else should we head then?
I'm
It's so
doing
freaking
this
dark in
very
here.
quickly, by the way.
What's that?
I'm doing this very quickly, by the way.
Yeah, make a investigation check.
Roll disadvantage. I'm afraid. Oh, all of these are. Those both were pretty shit. Oh, thank God I'm really good at investigating. 16.
Oh wow. So
+7.
you're what's that?
I have +7 in investigation.
Jesus. Your hands are kind of shaking as you rifle through, but you quickly dig like the small remnants of this bag on the ground. It's at first it's nothing special. You find like a pack of matches, but all the matches have been used up. You find the remnants of like a game, almost like a pack of cards. And you find the rotting remnants of some food. But then you feel the cold touch of something glass. And as you reach into this bag, you pull out a small bottle with a kind of reddish purple liquid in it. And as you kind of look over the body of the corpse, are you looking at the corpse, or are you just looking at the bag?
Mostly the bag, but I am like trying to see if there's anything visible on the corpse.
Okay. You can tell that its clothes look pretty worn. And then you notice that its hand is kind of like limply draped over its midsection. But it's not. It's draped in almost like a uncomfortable way, like it's not completely limp. And as you kind of reach forward and like hurriedly like move the hand away, barely touching it, you notice that there is a dagger kind of wedged into the underneath the rib cage of this corpse.
Okay. I'm grabbing the dagger and backing out of the room as fast as I can.
Okay. So Peter and Judge are kind of looking up at Nyx, who has his guarding the entrance to the cell. And Marin just kind of like shuffles up behind him, holding a dagger and what looks to be a small potion.
Oh.
And I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Cool, a knife. Yeah, detect magic. Wait.
Marin, you actually kind of recognize this potion from your studies as a wizard,
Oh, okay.
as a young wizard. So, I mean, you can use
Wonderful.
Detect Magic to
I was gonna say,
discern
like,
that it
wait,
is
you're the
indeed-
wizard. You should know magic.
You recognize it as a small potion of restoration or like a healing potion.
Oh, don't tell me that you just did that.
So
Sorry, my. Okay, potion of healing.
yeah. So as you kind of come back, Nyx's like tail comes up and like kind of like drapes itself over your shoulder, Marin, almost like he's not using his hand to tail.
Hmm.
And he uncrosses his arms and looks a lot like not relaxed, but like a lot more content with the fact that Jez and Peter, you didn't really make an effort to like push past him into the room.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, we should go another way now. All right,
Yeah.
everyone make
Yeah, sure.
Wait. Is
Yep.
there? Am I getting anything off of the dagger?
No, you are not getting anything off the dagger.
Alright,
It's
then I
just a plain dagger.
Just tuck it in my belt.
Okay.
A knife.
A knife.
A knife. And what do you got there, Marin?
What does he
I
have?
have 2.
He has a knife. No.
Yes, 2 knives.
No.
No.
2 knives, 2 hands.
Marin has 2 hands, and they're both for knives.
Our wizard.
Anyway, back on the hallway.
Anyway, everyone make another survival check for a group survival check.
Ooh.
Oh, nat 20. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
Huh. I got a 17 and an 18, which means 20 total.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
All right. You guys actually passed. Nyx got a 10, but he like everyone else passed. So,
Guys, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, getting somewhere. Marin's thinking in his terrified state. It's a miracle.
We gotta get out of here.
Marin, despite the fact that you just came across like the corpse of something in this room,
Marin, that just motivated Marin to try to get out of here.
exactly. So it's almost like it almost operated in a sense of clarity, almost as in like a okay, if we're really gonna get out of here, then we need like I need to stop panicking a little bit and actually think. So you guys are like walking briskly through it, but you are kind of like you can tell almost where you've been already. Like you start to get a sense of what direction you're moving in, and you find yourself wandering deeper and deeper into the maze. However, you do hear the toll of that bell one more time as you wander a little deeper into the maze, and come across a hallway that forks off in 2 directions. Ooh, what is this?
Should we go right or left?
As you hear that bell toll, you guys react your normal way. It's almost like it doesn't get better. The sound of this bell, it's still as loud and
Still
like
as freaking
disorienting.
annoying.
Yeah, like it's not something you get adjusted to because like the way that it's contained, almost in whatever underground maze that you're trapped in, it's like the sound has nowhere to go except in your ears.
It's that bad.
So as you kind of pause and gather yourselves from the sound of this bell, it tolls once. And as you look up, you hear the shuffling of feet, and it's the first time you've heard anything move in this maze other than yourself. this entire time, and you all suddenly glance to your left, and standing there, seeming to have appeared from almost nowhere, there is a small figure. Peter, it's about your size.
Oh. It's me
And
size.
it is wearing a full black bodysuit, except for a comedy mask that it has covering its face. And in its hand, it holds a short sword that it starts to advance towards you with.
Mary freezes up.
Well, we're gonna roll initiative.
What are we fighting? A clown? A carnies? I can't trust carnies, guys.
Does initiative?
Initiative's not an ability check, so you don't have disadvantage on it.
Peter says yet again, standing next to two carnies.
Bless you.
Bless
Sorry.
you.
Alright. Good thing I have very high dexterity.
Inopportune
that's-
time to sneeze, Peter.
I was about to say, I rolled a nat 1, but because I'm a halfling, and I'm lucky. I can...
You son of
Okay,
a
well that's a
bitch.
9. Okay, well that's a 15. That's still pretty well. That's a 15. Alright.
Wow, your dexterity is way higher than mine. Nyx is bad at everything.
We love him anyway. One good boy.
So in order of like, let's just go down the row of how our icons are listed. I rolled an 11.
I got an 18.
12.
And Peter.
15.
Okay, so Peter, put your roll in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I'm going to roll for your opponent. Okay, so first up we have Jez. Second up we have Peter. Third up we have your opponent. Fourth in the lineup is Marin,
just-
and last is Nyx.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Alright, Jez. You can make the first move. This creature is just kind of like... What? Holy shit, I just caught my phone in
Okay.
midair. Yeah. My phone just like flew off my desk and somehow I caught it. That was a high dex check in real life. Anyway. Jez, this creature's kind of like... It seems like almost like... Not that it's struggling really to walk towards you, but the sword is dragging on the ground next to it, almost like it's a bit heavy for this creature to carry it.
Okay.
Also, it does appear to be humanoid.
Okay. So, I am going to cast a good cantrip called Frostbite, in which I do nothing, and the target rolls a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
So to guess, Jez throws out their hand and makes a little symbol, and
That's a 6.
that is a failure. I don't even have to check my thing. I know that I have a double digit.
I have more than one number.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna cast this. Oh, it's a cantrip. That was not particularly good. That is a 9 total of cold damage, and
Okay.
it has disadvantage on its next weapon's attack.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to record this.
1 Mississippi.
Okay. Alright, Jez, you cast the spell and the cold kind of curls out from around your fingers and like blasts towards this creature, and it hits it square in the chest and it kind of stumbles backwards and you see it start to shiver violently. But it still kind of limps towards you, dragging its sword. And it is Peter's turn.
Alright. Let's see what to do. So it's just walking towards us. That's it, right?
Yeah,
As of right
it's
now.
like it's like limping towards you, dragging a sword.
A big whole sword.
It's just a short sword.
It's just a short sword. A big old sword. It's just a short sword. A slightly bigger knife. And it looks like a humanoid. Like it's
Yes,
got like
it's the humanoid shape.
okay. I'll try charm person.
Charm person.
If
Okay,
it is a person.
what do I have to save? Charisma?
I believe it's correct. You attempted to charm a humanoid, blah, blah, blah. It must take a wisdom saving throw,
Wisdom, okay.
and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. Are we technically fighting it? We haven't fought it
Yes.
yet.
Yeah, you're in an initiative,
Well,
so yeah.
Okay.
Just ice it. So
Oh,
Yeah.
just did I said yeah? Okay, never mind.
Wow, why is this
I
dice
totally
like
forgot about
loaded?
that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's 11.
With advantage.
Oh shit, yeah. Hold on one sec. I literally like glazed over that whole conversation. Sorry. Oh, that's a 60.
It's okay. We're all out of it. A 16.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a 17. Okay, good. DC 17.
Holy shit. All right, it fails.
Okay, so is it if it fails, it is charmed by you until the spell ends, or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Okay, it's just for additional targets. Okay.
How long does it last, by the way?
Duration 1
An
hour.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Dang, that's a good spell.
that's a first level too.
All right. So Peter, you cast the spell. Or do you like play a little melody on your violin, your viol?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
you.
please don't hit me with your sword. I just want to have a word. Sword, ward.
I just want to have a ward.
Sword.
It's the British accent
Sword.
leaking it.
Listen, on paper it rhymes.
Yeah. You sing this and kind of like a pink pleasant stream of magic kind of dances from your instrument and twirls around the head of this figure, and you see it kind of stiffen up a little bit, and it drops its sword to the ground and kind of stands there and looks around its surroundings and then looks at you, and again you're just looking at like the face of like a comedy mask. You know what I mean by comedy and tragedy? Yeah. So it's just like smiling at you, and it almost feels eerily familiar, as it kind of reminds you of the same blank, emotionless smile that Marion always seems to have on his face. And then it just kind of stares at you and tilts its head, but it doesn't seem to be advancing towards you anymore.
Okay, well, we kind of like, just like wave at him, like, nice get up.
It doesn't seem to
speak
really understand what you're saying.
Can we just get past you real quick?
It kind of tilts its head again,
This
before
is creepy.
nodding slowly and standing off to the side, just kind of leaning up against a wall and like looking down at its feet.
Wait, Mary, take the sword. He like whispers over, like, Mary, take the sword. Then you get 2 knives and a sword.
I'm not good at fighting things up close. Oh, I don't need any of these.
What is
Then why do you have 2 knives? Why'd you take the knife to
Because I
begin with?
found them.
I'm gonna pick up the sword.
I'm gonna pick up the sword. All I have is a fucking dagger.
Oh really? Oh, what the heck? Yeah, you gotta take the sword. All you had this whole time was a dagger.
Yeah. Why do you think I always use my hand?
That's true. That's true.
Nyx is gonna kind of like slowly approach where the creature is, but the creature is like staring down at its feet. And he picks up the sword, and the creature doesn't seem to make any kind of reaction.
Nice.
What is a short sword's damage? Is it like a d6?
I believe it's a D6.
I think it's I think it's a D6.
Okay.
Rapier's a D8. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. I
Sweet.
have
So we
proficiency because it's a it's a
cool. We just completely skipped the combat. That could have been really bad or really easy. We don't know.
As your party continues past this creature, you notice that it's still kind of noticeably shaken due to Jez's cold spell, but it doesn't, since you asked it to move out of the way, it is not doing anything to stay in your way.
Yeah. They say I'm a people person.
Yeah, that was, like, strangely easy.
Maybe it's our lucky day, guys. Maybe we finally caught a break. You know, after all that happened.
Peter, oh my god, please do not jinx us. Just stop.
Yeah.
Every time we get a little optimistic, something horrible happens, and I hate it.
No, we gotta keep optimism.
As just passes the person.
Good vibes.
They apologize. Sorry for making you cold. I promise it'll go away soon. Just find a blanket and take a nap, and everything will be better in the morning.
And everything will be a-okay.
Yeah.
Although the range is 30 feet, so.
Jez, make an insight check.
Okay. Let me see. Where did I put my d20? Not great. Let me scroll up from my spells real quick. Insight is that a 9? That is a 9. Plus 6 is 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. As you apologize to this creature, it kind of looks up at you, and it's like trembling in front of you, and it looks up at you and tilts its head a little bit, and you notice that when it tilts its head, something across its mask moves, and it's noticeably crying down its mask. As you also kind of look at the small creature, you notice that it's wearing a very strange necklace. It almost looks like a tooth, but it's silver. A dull silver, not like a shiny silver. But that's the only thing it has on its person.
Oh. And it's like Peter-sized.
Mm-hmm. How tall is Jez? Jez is like 5 foot?
Like 5 foot.
Yeah, so this creature comes up to about Jez's waist.
Okay.
It's strange, you can see it crying and see it trembling, but it doesn't make any noise.
Can I...
Man,
Is that
the
take
one
off
time I
the
finally
mask?
meet someone the same size as me.
Can I
What are you gonna do?
take off the mask? Is that, like, possible?
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
You can take off the mask.
Just seeing tears reaches out and takes off their mask, I guess.
Okay. As you
Oh, it better not be something like horrific.
reach forward and remove the mask of this small creature, it takes you a second as a wave of shock kind of washes over you, and you realize you're staring into the blank gaze of a small child.
Not... Crap, I forgot her name again. Cecilia.
Cecilia.
It's not Cecilia. It's actually a young boy.
I come up and I take the necklace off.
You run up and take the necklace off, and you see the boy's blank stare kind of like he blinks and kind of wavers for a moment before his eyes kind of roll back in his head and he collapses backwards. Not dead, he's still noticeably breathing, but he just seems to kind of pass out.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
jeez.
Okay. I pick him up.
Marin! Why did you do this to a child?
I didn't do anything.
He didn't, like, hurt him. It must have been...
Mind control?
It's a kid. Jez, you hit it with a spell. Like, he must
Okay.
not have been doing well in the first place.
Can I?
Kids have like 5 points of health.
Not you.
Hey, I guess I'm gonna be the Keyleth of this party. Can I?
It's
Can
a
I-
druid thing.
Just accidentally killing children.
You didn't kill him, he's breathing.
Not yet, I haven't. Can I cast Detect Magic on, like, the necklace and the child?
Yeah, you can cast Detect Magic. It's like a range thing, so like anything within like near you is gonna radiate magic anyway.
Oh, okay. I thought I had to
so-
specify what I was...
I don't think so. I think it's like
No, you
a
don't.
it's
let me
within
read
your-
a little
It's a
bit.
it's a range thing.
Oh,
yeah.
anything within 30 feet. Okay.
Okay.
Is there-
So you're gonna cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
You kind of wave your hand over this necklace that Marin's holding in his hands, and it does light up with a magical aura. It doesn't seem to be a specific school of magic, but it is definitely a magical item. The boy himself is not magical at all, and nothing about like his mask magic. The outfit he's wearing isn't magical. It seems like a costume that they dressed him up in.
Okay.
And you also see all the magical items on your party members glowing.
It's like blinding. It's like
Okay, so
oh man. I was gonna make a kind of a bad joke, but then he passed out.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't like a bad like kid. It was just been like a goofy joke, but then the kid passed out. I was like, I don't know if I should do it now.
We don't bully small children. Or at least we try not to. Okay, so we will bring the child with us?
I guess so. He's our responsibility now.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was a child. I thought it was just like
What else are we gonna do?
another one of those like freaking.
Leave him here?
No.
I
He'll
don't
be our
Guys.
squire.
Can you just Peter, can you heal?
Yeah,
No, I don't have any healing spells on me.
I can.
Oh, see,
This
boom.
is my job. Let me look one up real quick.
Hey, you
What
did
kind
pretty
of bard
good.
are you?
Me? Listen, I have
He's
charm
a
spells. And
dropout.
That's true. That's true.
I have charm spells and like.
You're very good at the people person thing.
Yeah, I just charmed this kid to not be hostile. We would have killed him. What if if I hadn't done that, we would have fought him and knocked the child unconscious, and we would not have known until we took off the mask.
If you had taken off the mask.
If we had taken off the mask, we could have just kept walking. What if we
We
just
could have
killed this
murdered a
child?
child.
We could have murdered a child, like.
Okay. Jez casts Cure Wounds on this child.
How much HP does he gain back?
Wait, hold on. Let me roll a dice real quick. Why can I never find d8s? Okay. That is an 8 plus spellcasting ability
Modifier.
Yep, that one.
Lol.
Is wisdom, I believe. It is.
Yes, it is.
So that is plus 3. So that is 11 points. 11 points. So long as
All
he's
right.
not undead or a construct.
He's not either of those.
Good. So yeah, 11 points.
All right. You cast this over the boy, and you watch as color kind of returns to his cheeks. And Marin, how are you holding him? Kind of like, yeah, what's going on there?
I don't know how to describe it. Like,
Are you kind of holding him bridal
Chest to-
style? Is he?
no, like chest to chest.
Okay, so
Like
you're
he'd be
holding him
looking
kind of-
over my shoulder.
Gotcha. All
Yeah,
right.
like a baby.
Marin, you feel like almost like his body heat kind of returned to him, and suddenly like he's holding on to you like tighter, not like in a. He's not trying to harm you. He's kind of panicking.
Yeah, I rub his back.
and so he like wraps his arms like tightly like around your neck to just hold closer to you, and you see his head kind of like jerk upwards as he comes out of unconsciousness and looks around frantically at you, and then realizes he doesn't really know who's holding him and kind of like starts to squirm like he thinks that you're trying to do something to him.
Okay, I set him. I set him down for a minute and just like crouched down with him.
He
But I'm still like resting my hands on his shoulders a little.
As soon as you put him down, he kind of like stumbles backwards. Look away. His chest is like heaving with his breath as he looks around at all of you and looks at you, Marin, with a panicked look. And
You're
he
okay.
kind of like curls up on himself as if he's bracing for you guys to do something.
Jez also kneels down and pulls a rock out of their pocket.
He winces away from the rock.
Okay, okay, now I can do my little joke now. All right, so I wanted to sing. All right, so Peter's gonna sing a little bit, and it's just like, young man, there's no need
Oh
to
my
feel
God,
bad.
I
I
hate
said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. And just
I hate you.
yes, literally sings the YMCA.
He looks at you strangely, but seems to kind of almost like the slightest bit of tension eases off his shoulders as he watches you with like a puzzled expression, Peter. And then like decides to like reassess the party again. His eyes kind of rest on Nick really wide, and he takes a few steps back, and he actually seems to kind of try to hide behind you, Marin. And Nick's like you see him kind of noticeably droop a little bit, like his expression kind of falls, and he backs away a couple, like a foot or two down the hall so that he's not near you guys. And he leans against the wall, kind of waiting for whatever this encounter is going to result in.
It's okay. We're
He
trying to
just
help.
looks at you.
Do you have a name?
Where are your parents?
He looks at you, Peter, and then kind of blinks and furrows his eyebrow before looking back up at you again with a confused expression. Jez, you asked his name, and he just kind of like tries to think for a moment before shaking his head.
No, that won't do it all. We have to give you a name.
Jez,
What? Names are very important. It makes a person who you are.
well, sure, but
Everybody needs a name,
can we maybe
Baron.
do this later? We're safe.
I will think about
It's not that he doesn't have a name. I'm sure he has a name.
Do you want to come
yeah,
with us?
Can you
You must-
understand us?
He pauses for a moment and almost looks like embarrassed before shaking.
Shaking his head yes or no?
No, shaking his head no.
Okay,
How old are you? Can you like
Understand
stick
us?
up like a hand up, like a number on your hand? Like how many digits
Wait,
old are you?
hold on. No, hold on. Rewind. He said he can't understand us.
Oh, he can't understand. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mm-mm.
Or does he look human?
He's humanoid.
Can
But-
I
Yeah, go ahead.
can I check his ear?
You reach forward, because he's wearing like
Like
a bodysuit that's kind of
Careful.
wrapped around
Oh,
his
that's like-
head.
Yeah, right there.
oh shit.
Oh,
right.
that's adorable. If it
Um,
wasn't for the context.
Okay, I carefully take the hood down.
As you take the hood down, he has very, very long ears, elven ears.
Okay, I start speaking to him in Elvish.
He perks up immediately.
Oh wow. Okay. Wait, I think I know Elvish too. Hold on. Okay,
My
yeah.
name is Marin.
Oh wait, no, I lied. I don't know Elvish. I know Common, Dwarvish, and Halfling, but
Nyx
not
also,
Elvish.
Nyx also knows Elvish,
I'm the only
but
one
he's
here that
just kind of listening.
My name's Marin. Do you have a name?
He kind of like furrows his eyebrows for a second again, and then kind of like points to his head and shakes his head no.
You can't remember.
He nods.
Can you speak?
He kind of looks down for a moment, almost like shyly before taking a step towards you, putting his hand on your shoulder and opening his mouth to show you that his tongue has been forcefully removed.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
We're actually gonna end right there.
What? Are you serious?
It's 9:30.
Actually.
That's a good cliffhanger. It's just like, what's wrong with kid? And it's like, ah.
Wow.
Wow, that was, that was a really.
Wow.
We're not quite.
Oh my god.
Hey, catch me after this arc if Just survives and this child survives. Begging Emily to let me learn some form of nonverbal communication.
Let Jez sign.
Let Jez sign. Let
To
Jez
the
sign.
net.
Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Are we gonna take care of this child now? Is this child our
Yes!
squire?
This is my child now.
We're going to take care of this child.
You're gonna have to fight Marin for him.
It can be their son.
No, it can be all our children, okay?
wow, this episode is called "The Party Adopts a Child."
His best friend.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I
well,
lied. Nyx doesn't speak Elvish. I thought he
No,
did.
he doesn't. No, because he's dumb.
Oh,
Marin
that's
speaks
right.
Infernal.
He speaks Infernal,
He
and
doesn't
Marin
speak
speaks
Elvish.
Infernal.
All right.
I hate
Anyway.
my stupid idiot.
It's okay. I don't know why I picked Dwarvish instead of Elvish.
it's because it's good to have an extensive repertoire amongst the party.
It is. It's,
Yeah,
it
that would
is
have been
literally
bad if like
no
all of us
use.
knew how to speak Elvish but not Dwarvish. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Marin
Yeah.
knows so many goddamn
Wait,
languages.
Em, were
I
you-
will make sure you encounter a dwarf who only speaks Dwarvish or something.
And were you expecting us to kill this child? Like, I'm.
Wholeheartedly, yes.
Oh my god. I'm so glad we.
When you charmed him, I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, are they just gonna walk past it without like further seeing what it is? But when Jez stopped to like apologize, I was like, okay, like there's no way Jez could look this thing in the face and not be curious about what it is.
Right. All right. Well, yeah. Let's
But
see
yeah,
what's
I
happening,
fully
yeah.
expected you to annihilate it. It had P points,
Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Let's.
and you did
go ahead.
9 damage to him.
Alright.
But yeah, so that is this week's conclusion of Court of Spades. Join us again next Sunday to continue this hellscape of an adventure through a hall of mirrors.
Oh my god. Yeah. Catch you later, guys.
Bye.